the first couple of things, observations I suppose, is the sound. It would have to be the sound. It's what Subaru is renowned for. That Subaru warble. It's not overly loud inside, but you can close your eyes. There is no denying covering up what you are driving. It is pure Subaru. Gearbox, 5-speed. It's an old gearbox. It's a little bit loose, it's a little bit slack. It's what you would expect for a 30-year-old Subaru, to tell you the truth. No problems there. Just drop it down here. I'm just doing a little part throttle acceleration up this road here. Power comes in 3,500. Just take it to 5,000. And it's just, it brings a smile to my face. Long may cars like this live. The roads are a better place for cars like this, for sure. The seats, the material may not be the best to look at. It may not be the best to touch, but they're just as supportive as the STI seats, actually. I mean, again, you could probably do with sat an inch or two lower, but it's the same as my Subaru's. My STI blob eye is exactly the same again. I always feel like I'm sat an inch or two too high, especially when I come out of a car like the R8 or the Megane, where you sit super low. So second gear, little pull then, let it come on boost. It's not got the go of my blob eye STI, of course it won't have. It's only got just over 2/3 the power, but the boost that you can feel, you can hear the boost and the pressure building from the turbo, and I defy anyone to drive this car and not to smile. Performance-wise, in the mid-90s, this was a performance car. This was a quick car. Times have moved on. We're now in a generation where this is very lukewarm compared to modern cars. If you don't buy this car for pure performance now, in its unmodified state, not at all. When you hear this car, when you feel the steering, when you feel the chassis through your backside, the vibrations, the noise, the whole piece together, it's more than just base performance figures. Long may cars like this survive. And even now, on a Sunday in November, with modest modern day power, we're still catching up with cars so quickly. We could have double the power and we wouldn't be going any quicker. So we'll just see how the suspension takes this bit of road. And initial impressions coming down here were the suspension is really soft and compliant, certainly by modern day. And that's because, although, Barry, you've talked around the the wheel size has gone up from 16 to 17 inch. Yeah. That's still really modest by modern day. I mean, modern day cars are 19's probably a given for most. Yeah, some are even 20. So it's compliant. Could I use this daily? Easily. I mean, this feels like a Rolls Royce compared to something like the Megane. And now we're going to head down to, again, one of my other favourite little twisty B roads, really to feel what the brakes and steering's like on this particular WRX. Barry, do you have any idea how many wagons, WRX classic wagons, are on the road?
I don't, but I can't see any on sale right now, so it's pretty darn rare, that's for sure.
Well, I said when we were talking about the car how I'd looked at values, and it's just so difficult to do values on these. It really is. very, very difficult because there's so few, and it really depends who wants one, and it's probably quite a niche market. So here we go into a few little twisters here. Just that feel that when it comes on boost, fair bit of body roll, which you'd expect with what we've been talking about, the very compliant suspension, smoothing a lot of these roads out. Third gear for this left-hander, quite a bit of body roll there. Brakes, yeah, not the best I've felt, but you've not put any special pads in there anyway,
no,
Barrett, have you?
No, it's stock.
So they just feel, yeah, they don't feel super tight. You've got to give them a good old push. It feels like these roads here in the forest are made for the WRX. Avoid some of those big potholes there. What is it about Subaru? It takes a lot of the badly surfaced cambers and potholes out of the equation. Yes, aesthetically it might not be as quite nice to look at, but by God, it rides the road so well. And there's a lot for saying you've got less power, because you can spend more time accelerating and more time on it. These modern performance cars over the last 5 or 10 years in particular are so fast, so efficient, so technology heavy, it just removes you further from the action. Right, that's enough of me. I'm going to step out and let Barrett drive the car, and we'll see what it's like from the passenger seat.
That's stunning.
So it's worth mentioning WRX. So that was stood for World Rally Experimental, and that was because Subaru were trying to get into the World Rally Championship at the time. And to tell you the truth, the cost of Subaru going into the World Rally Championship in the 1990s obviously made more prominent by the late Colin McRae winning it for Subaru in 95, and then I think Petter Solberg ended up winning for Subaru in, was it 02 or 03, I can't recall. The golden age really for Subaru. The rivals for this though, so I mean, immediately for the classic, you'd look at Integrales, you'd look at Evos, early Evos, you'd look at Escort Cosworths, all of which have gone on to become seriously expensive cars, especially Integrales, Escort Cosworths. Evos are certainly, again, relatively expensive, even the early generation, Evo 1, Evo 2, Evo 3s, but it's super rare. Subaru had such a big expanse of options, whether it was the UK, whether it was the WRX, whether it was the STI. Then you had the special editions from the UK. There was a whole host of them. There was the McRae, there was the Catalunya, there was the famous two-door P1, which was the UK version of the JDM Type R, which was the two-door from, there was obviously the STI, and there was the RA, which was the race altered. So there's just a whole range of special editions, but there's getting rarer and rarer, and these quirky 5-doors, really, I can't think of a direct rival, because all the other cars, none of them came with that sort of Avant estate feel to them. All the others were largely saloons or hatchbacks from this period. That is fabulous, isn't it? It absolutely fabulous. Love it, absolutely love it. Good old favourite with the Subarus, massive on the forums, is all about making sure the engine is left idling. Don't rev it hard, park up and switch off straight away. There's a device in this particular one, aftermarket, that's been added. Barrett, tell us about that.
Yeah, it's called a dual turbo timer, and you can set the timer for the engine to shut off after you've removed the key, up to 10 minutes basically.
Wow, up to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And what do you set it up to then? Surely not
I
10
set it for a minute.
Yeah, okay.
Set it for a minute, just to make sure the turbo has enough time to sort of warm down.
Yeah.
And the fluids keep running through.
I mean, my view on this has always been is that as long as you're not absolutely caning it really hard and then you just park up immediately, my view is only in the last few miles you back off and you just slow it down as you come, and then by the time you've parked up, reverse, slow the car, climbed out the car, and then you turn it off, and it shouldn't be a problem anyway. She doesn't go bad for an old girl at all.
No, it's beautiful to drive.
Yeah.
I just can't get enough of it.
Fuel consumption, what are you getting?
At most 20 miles a gallon. Not if I'm driving like this.
Yeah, they're not great. My Scooby is probably 16, I would say I get. Because I don't drive it normally.
Yeah.
Because if you're out in it, you might as well enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing we haven't talked about is, again, the advantage in these conditions, cold, damp, I would say, conditions for the Subaru, is it's all-wheel drive. It does let you push on a bit more than you probably would do in a rear-wheel drive car, or even a front-wheel drive car. That four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive security does offer lots and lots of grip. And in regard to traction, even more probably traction, because this 222 brake horsepower is not going to break traction in these sort of conditions. So it does give you more confidence to push on as well. And how do I suppose, summarise the time today in this WRX? I think, first of all, a really big thank you to Barrett, because this is the WRX, specifically the wagon, very rare cars now. They are absolutely modern classics, and long may these cars be cherished, cared for, looked after, and used, because I don't want them just locked away in garages. I want to see them on the road. And just on this drive alone, we've gone past a couple of laybys where people have stared and looked at the car, and I don't think out of anything other than admiration for the particular car. When to own this car, you've got to get past its looks, the quirky looks, the cheap and nasty plastics on it, the cheaper interior, the plastic interior. You're buying it because of its reliability, because of its durability, because of the way it sounds and the way it drives and the way it makes you feel. And yes, it's not great on fuel. Yes, there's going to be associated running costs with this modern classic, but do you know what? I've absolutely loved this car. I love the classic, and I just hope you have at least got a sample of what these cars are like. So a big thank you for watching, a big thank you for you, Barrett, for being here today. Keep watching, keep subscribing, all the videos coming very soon. Thank you.